In this video, I want to talk about how you can add headers and footers to your document. So if I go back up to File, Print, and Print, you will see that I have already provided some a footer here. You don't have to have a header and a footer, but you may find this to be very helpful. So there's a couple of ways that you can accomplish this. Probably the easiest way is to go to the page layout icon, and you'll notice that there is a add header, and if I scroll down, there is an add footer. So I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to delete this. I'm just going to delete all that content. There we go. You will notice that when creating a header and a footer, there are three parts to it. There's a left, a center, and a right. And whatever you put in these boxes will appear every time you print. Whether or not you want to have a header is really up to you. All you gotta do is click on it. So you'll notice that when I clicked on the header, and the same thing with the footer, a new tab was created. This is called header and footer. And this is one of the things you will notice. Oh, I don't want that. One of the things you'll notice with Excel, actually any Excel, Word, and PowerPoint, that if the program uses ribbons, when you do something special, you create a chart, you do a pivot table, which we'll talk about later. If you do, in this instance, bring in a header footer, if you bring in graphics, there will be multiple options here. And so if I click on header and footer, you can see that these are things that are just strictly for the header footer. And so maybe on the top, I want to put in the current date. So an easy way to do that is just click on where you want it. Let's say I'm going to put it over on the right-hand side. And I'm going to make sure I'm on the header footer, and I'm going to click where it says current date. And so you'll notice that it does provide, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Oops. Oh, I'm currently editing, so let me just zoom in. So you can see that it put the date in. Now, if I save this and open up tomorrow, then it'll say June 13th, 2024. So this is actually live. If I double click on it, I can bring back. So let's say that I want to have something here. And maybe this is, let's call it current invoices. And if I want to enter a return, I can hit the enter for somewhere oil and gas. And then if I go up here to File and choose Print, you will see that those appear there. One thing that can be helpful, I'm going to put this down in the footer, is I may want to put a file name. This can be something that would be helpful for you. So I'm going to hit header and footer. And there's a couple of options here. I like to use all of these. The first one is the file path, and I'm going to put that over here on the left-hand side. The file path is the drive and then whatever folder you put that in. So I'm going to click on file path, and you will see that it has the at path and then at file. So if I just click outside of it, you will see that it does include the file name as well. So this is on the H drive on my computer, the folders, and then all the way over here to Chapter 2, Lecture Working. Now, let's say you don't want the file name there. Well, then all you have to do is backspace over the word file, and then you just have the path. And if I click out here, you'll notice it got rid of the file name. If I say I come over here and I do it on the right-hand side, and I want the file name, so I can click on the file name. Now let's say I want the file name along with the worksheet name, so I'll just hit enter, and then I'll hit sheet name. And so now if I click outside to close this, this shows me my path along the left-hand side. Notice that it's longer than it will fit, so it doesn't word wrap. It just goes on to the next cell, or excuse me, the next box. And then over here on the right-hand side, we can see the name of the file and the formulas. So this can be helpful when you have a lot of files and it's like, okay, what's the file name? Now you'll notice that I have multiple worksheets. So I'd have to do this for each worksheet. So if I wanted on worksheet 1, I'd have to click on worksheet 1, Art Museum, Advanced Conditional Formatting, I'd have to do that. Now let's say that I want it to appear on the formulas and the sheet 1. So if I just hold the shift key down and I click on sheet 1, it's still only going to show you this file here. So you really want to be able to do it. So I'm just going to delete both of these. Okay, this is a little bit of artifacting. So now I'm going to put that back in. So I deleted it. Now I'm forcing it back onto the file path. I don't want the file name here. I want the file name over here. So I click on file name and I'll hit enter, and then I'll do the sheet name. So with both of those selected, anything new that I add, so I got rid of everything and came back, will now apply to both of these. So if I go over here to file and I choose print, you'll see that I have the file name down here and the worksheet name. If I click the little triangle here, you'll notice now it's changed to sheet 1. I know it's kind of hard to see because I can't really zoom in here. So let me click outside of that and we'll do page layout. There we go. So you can see that it says sheet 1. If I go over here to formulas, it now says formulas. So that can be something if you want to have the same footer on multiple sheets. And that's all you have to do is if you want to select multiple worksheets, you just click the first one and then hold down the shift key. And I just clicked on Art Museum. That'll have everything here. And then to deselect it, just select something else. So let's say I wanted to do formulas and Art Museum. So I'd hold down the Control key, and you'll see that it skipped sheet 1. And then I just click on a currently unselected name. Now, if you select all of them, so I clicked on the first one, I held the shift key down and clicked on the last one. The current active one is formulas. So if I just click on sheet 1, it'll deactivate them. So if you select all of the worksheets, you just have to select one that's not currently active. So that gives you a little bit of working with header and footer. Another way, and this is the way I actually like to do it, if you want to create a header or footer and you don't want to go to the page layout, if you button, that's this one down here, I can go to the page layout tab, and then you'll see that I got the page set up, and I'm going to click the more button. And that'll open up a dialog box, and then I can click on header and footer, and you'll see that it tells me what my current header and footer is. So I could custom and make changes to it. Let's say I don't want this title here anymore. And I can do the same thing with the footer. Oh, I really don't want the path, so I can do that. I could also cut these, and I can paste them someplace else. The icons basically serve the same purpose as the icons did when we were in page layout. So just a couple of ways of doing and adding header or footers. Header and footers allow you to provide something that appears on every page, and that can be very, very, very helpful. Thank you.